Apparently, if you can beat us, is the criteria for not being last.
Hello, internets. Welcome into the Best Thing Sports Show. So this is something new we're trying. We've heard lots of people say you should do more sports content. We like sports. Here's what this is not going to be. We are not going to be breaking any news. We are not going to be giving you, what happened at the game this weekend, because we are not that consistent. This is not our full-time gig. So this is more of we're like average guys commenting on the state of sports.
Purely opinion.
Yeah.
Maybe based in mostly pure fact. But
based mostly in pure fact. I'm Craig. He's Aaron. You guys know that already. We're going to lean Arkansas heavy because that's where we are. That's who we're fans of. We're going to talk about SEC stuff. We're going to talk about the teams we care about. But we're just average guys talking about sports. We got a few different topics to hit through today. So let's dive into it right now.
The sole power rests with you to choose the next AD for the University of Arkansas.
Okay.
Would you be up to the task? Could you pick the next guy?
Yeah.
Okay. Who is it?
It depends on what angle you want.
Okay.
If you want the Arkansas connection, somebody who loves the state of Arkansas, somebody who is going to be passionate for it, somebody who's going to do the Arkansas way, I'm calling Houston Dale Nutt. I think he'd be a good fundraiser. He would have the best interest of the program in mind. We had really good success under him. I think it's the Frank Broyles approach. It's that tree. I think Houston Dale would be a good candidate for it.
That is one of the names that I was writing down.
Okay.
Which feels a little surprising. We fired him as a football coach.
Yeah.
I think everybody likes Houston, though.
I think so. Yeah.
I'm going to propose another name to you.
Okay.
And tell me if this one better or worse, or could he do David Basil?
He's a great ambassador for the program. You're right. I do think he would. I think he would do a lot of good. I think he would listen. He would be a person who would listen to the people.
I was going to say he would be an advocate, I think, on behalf of the people.
Yeah. On
behalf of the fans.
Yes. I
don't know if that would make you a good athletic director or not.
No, but he's had, because in 2026, an athletic director needs to be responsible for fundraising. It's a different job than it was when Frank Broyles was here 20 years ago. So it's a different animal, or longer than that, 25 years ago. It's a different thing now. I think he would do good at that. I do think he would, because he's gotten these awards in place. You have to have funding for that. He does the touchdown club. You got to bring you have to have influence. I think he would do a good job.
Should Hunter Yurachek lose his job? Should he be replaced as the athletic director? He's not popular with the fans.
He is not popular. I feel like he may be a little bit of a lame duck.
He's got an incredible basketball program. Money's coming into that. He just secured the huge naming rights deal for the football stadium. He's got a brand new football coach, and that hasn't fallen apart yet. Of course, your baseball team is always good. It seems like there's a lot of positive things for him, but yet he is very unpopular.
What's funny is, remember the second year of Sam Pittman, the nine win season. Hunter Yurachek was the crown prince of Arkansas. Yeah. He could do no wrong. We had Musselman at that point. Of course, we had Van Horn. We were in the College World Series, I think, that year. We had Pittman, who felt like at that point the savior of the program. He was one of us. He was an Arkansas. He felt like an Arkansas guy. He had swept all our trophy games. We went to a bowl and won a bowl game. And so, yeah, you had all of our programs were elevated. So he was on cloud nine. And what's funny is, Muss dug his own bed. That had nothing to do with Hunter, I don't think. Now, but Yurachek did some boneheaded stuff during that process. And so you had Hunter doing dumb things. Then you have the fall off of the athletic or the football team. And that was really it. We didn't have a home run hire in football. And I think had we gotten a Gruden, had we gotten who were some other big, James Franklin, had we gotten somebody like that, Yurachek would have been back on cloud nine. Because it was Silver. Now, Silverfield may work out great.
Might. Yeah. We're giving him his best shot.
We could win 7 games this year and we'll be happy.
Yes. But everybody agreed at the time of the hire.
Yes.
Even not just Arkansas fans, but just from a national perspective, it was an underwhelming hire.
Agreed. So I think he's on the hot seat? I do. And I think unfairly it relies on Ryan Silverfield. His job relies on somebody else.
Hunter has felt like he has done a very poor job positioning Arkansas for this NIL era that we're in.
I agree with that.
That he is responsible.
Well, and what's funny is no athletic director, most athletic directors that are in place today were not hired for their university for this.
For that.
And so the job has changed and you're finding out who is prepared to handle it and who isn't.
Opponents of Hunter, those who would be in favor of seeing him fired, would also say things like he had nothing to do with John Calipari being hired here.
That's true.
That was John Tyson.
I would push back on that. I think John Tyson helped grease the skids, but I do give Hunter some credit for that though.
Okay,
because he had to present the contract. He had to come up with the money. He had to help sell the program a little bit. I do think he had something to do with it.
If you had to grade him 0 to 10 at this moment, what would you rank him overall as his performance as the Arkansas AD?
In his 7 years of being here? I would give him a B. I think B is fair because he's done good things. Like, who would you rather have right now, him or Jeff Long?
That's tough. I want to say him.
I think he has done a better job as our athletic director than Jeff Long.
If you could keep him or trade him right now for Houston Nutt, what would you do?
I think I probably... My gut wants to say yes, but I don't know what all goes in as a fan from this side of the desk.
We think we do.
We think we know, and I think I would say, yeah, I would take Houston Dale.
Do you think Houston Dale Nutt would take the job?
I think he would actually. I think he would. I really do. Mainly because Houston was like the last player recruited by Frank Broyles, I believe.
Okay.
If I remember that right. And, they were very close. So I know Houston knows the role of athletic director. I think he holds Frank Broyles, that position, in such high esteem that I think he would be willing to help fill those shoes a little bit. I think it would be pardon my usage of this, but make Arkansas great again kind of mentality. Like, I want to get us back to glory days in football. Hunter has done every other sport. I mean, softball's good, soccer's good, tennis we're not going to talk about. Golf's good. Like,
it still exists.
All our other sports are really good. So the athletic department as a whole, track obviously is good, is a really solid top 25 athletic program in the NCAA. But unfortunately, in the SEC, you're graded and you live and die by football.
Do you think that the next athletic director hire needs to have Arkansas connections?
I don't think he has to, or she. I do think it. I think it helps. Arkansas is a strange bird, and I do think it helps drastically if there is some connection there.
This, Yurachek's tenure, Jeff Long's tenure, you brought in two outsiders there. Both of them seem to start pretty good.
Yeah.
And then, I don't know, it just got rockier as the time has gone on.
And I don't know if it's a culture thing. I don't know if it's now Yurachek, I think Yurachek was better positioned for it than Long, because Yurachek is still like, he was at Houston for a while. So I can't remember where Long was before he came here.
Was it Pittsburgh?
I think so. I think it was Pittsburgh. But it was somewhere like not South, not in
this region.
In this region. So I do think Yurchek, his last name wouldn't suggest it, but I do think he has a little bit more culture.
He fits in better with the Southern culture.
It's not Brian Kelly trying to do a fake Southern accent.
I don't know. I think the Houston Nut could just be a very potentially entertaining.
Should we start that now? Should we start the rumor Houston Nut for AD?
I think we should.
That needs to be a T-shirt.
I was going to say, friend of the podcast. I don't guess it was necessarily this podcast when we interviewed him.
We need to get him back. We need to get him on the show.
I wonder if we could pull any strings like that.
That would be awesome. Comment if you want us to bring Houston on the show. We'll do it. We will do everything we can to get on there. We're going to make shirts. In fact, that's going to be my promise to you right now. It's going to be right here. Houston Dale for AD 2020. I don't know if we need to say this year. We'll just leave the year off of it. How about that? But Houston, there's not a vice AD, is there? There's not like there's associate athletic director, maybe
vice
nobody
chancellor.
Knows. Well, that's what he is.
He's the vice chancellor, though, isn't he?
Yeah. Nobody knows who the second command is.
The only time I remember knowing who the second command is when Jeff Long was fired, and then Julie, what's her name, fired Brett Bielema, we ended up with Chad Morris.
We have been through it, man.
That was a horrible little interim period.
We have been through it. No fan base knows pain more than the Arkansas fan base. That's for sure. All right, let's talk about the predicted order of finish for the SEC in football this year. Aaron,
wasn't really a good place for the Razorbacks to be. I don't know. Media has us coming in last. I've definitely been hearing it from other fan bases, friends that are fans of other SEC schools and just other schools in general, cracking some jokes at us being predicted to finish last.
And it's not particularly close. There's no room there's no group of people like, maybe they can do it. Maybe they can scratch a few games here and there. Like the gap between 15 and 16, Mississippi State at 15th and Arkansas at 16, like the points that you get, which if you're not familiar, your points are based on like they're estimating your win totals and stuff like that. And so the more wins they predict you getting, the more points you get, yada, yada, yada. The gap is so big. Mississippi State has 467 points. Arkansas, 262. You are talking 200-point spread there. That's insane to me.
Do you think that's fair?
I don't. They're basing it on last year's record. And I'm not saying we shouldn't be near the bottom. And we may be last. To me, it's the disparity between the two, the national, what's the word I'm looking for? The narrative. The narrative seems to be like Arkansas didn't have a shot. We are the new Vanderbilt. That's what it feels like.
Yes, we are the doormat of the SEC. Yeah. Let me hit you with a wild stat. Mississippi State hasn't won a non-Arkansas SEC game since Mike Leach was the coach when they beat Ole Miss in November of 2022.
Wow.
They haven't won a non-Arkansas SEC game.
Yet we're getting judged on a bad season.
Apparently, if you can beat us is the criteria for not being last.
I'm expecting a win or two in the league this year. I would expect maybe Mississippi State to be one of those.
I hope so. I hope so. What is the surprise when you look at this predicted order of finish?
Okay, let's go down the list here. Let's start at number one. The media of the SEC predict Georgia to be the SEC
no shock
regular season champions.
No shocker to me.
I don't think so. They have Texas number 2, Ole Miss number 3.
That raises some eyebrows.
That feels strange.
Brand new coach.
Yes.
We don't know. Can he coach?
Some of the players, there weren't like this mass exodus. There were definitely some players that went with Kiffin to LSU. Are they putting way too much stock on Trinidad Chambliss?
Probably.
Because they're touting him as the best quarterback in the SEC. which by default means he's like a Heisman finalist already.
And they've got Lacey, their running back, as the first team running all SEC running back. So they're saying they got the best 1-2 combo, basically.
But are they going to? Is that going to be as good without Lane Kiffin directing traffic?
That's what I don't think so. I would expect that what's his name? Pete Golding.
Pete Golding. See, everybody's touting the Ole Miss offense. He was the defensive coordinator, though.
I'm just not sold. I will be shocked if they finish third in the conference.
I will too.
I think that there is a legitimate chance, and I haven't really looked over their schedule, but I think that there's a legitimate chance they finish potentially bottom half.
Let's read off Ole Miss's schedule real quick and find the wins.
Okay. They open the season against Louisville.
Win. Wait, you said Louisville?
Yeah.
Louisville may not be a win. Where is it at?
It's at Ole Miss, I believe.
Louisville is
they're playing this as a neutral site game in Nashville.
Oh man,
playing in Nashville.
So here's the deal. That game will tell us a lot. Louisville is right now a preseason top 25 team. I think they're in the 20s, if I'm not mistaken. So you're talking, this is a preseason top 25 game on a neutral site. I would expect Ole Miss to win, but I don't think it's a foregone conclusion. I don't think this is a gimme. I'm going to give them the win right now because I do think they're probably better than Louisville, but will not be shocked if they lose. If they lose, the trajectory of their season changes drastically. All right, keep going.
Charlotte.
Win.
Home against LSU.
Oh, man.
The return of Lane Kiffin.
It's going to be a loss.
They're going to be juiced for that.
They are, and just like we were.
And you think LSU just come in and smoke them?
I don't think they smoke them. I think Kiffin has an axe to grind. His mentor is Nick Saban, and Saban has talked a lot about returning, and I think he's probably given him some really good advice. So I'm going to say Kiffin and LSU win.
I might have to break my... I might have to cheer for LSU in that game.
Oh boy.
I don't know. I
mean, I'm still cheering for Meteor, but
I don't want to see either of those teams win. I think it would just be funny if Lane Kiffin did beat them. I do think that would be hilarious. Ole Miss at Florida.
Oof. On the road.
At Florida. Predicted to finish 9th.
This is where the first game, like the eye test of the first game, comes into play. If they lose to Louisville, this is a loss. If they win, it's a pick 'em. I'm gonna. Swamp's a hard place to play. I'm gonna say it's a loss.
Vandy.
I think it's a win.
Mizzou.
I think that's a win.
At Texas.
That's a loss.
Home against Auburn.
I think that's a win.
Home against Georgia.
That's a loss.
At Oklahoma.
That's a loss.
Wofford.
That's a win.
And you're going to finish up the year playing in the Egg Bowl
against State.
Mississippi State.
So I've got them 7-5. And
that's not a third place finish.
That's not the third place finish of the conference.
So what do you think? What do you see though as the ceiling? If you gave them the Florida win,
yeah. So you give them back a Florida win.
That would make them 8-4.
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to beat Texas. I don't think they're going to beat Georgia.
You could give them LSU.
That would put them at 9-3.
I still don't think that's third in the league. I mean, you are talking probably top 5th place at that point, which is where they have LSU sitting right now.
I don't know. Just 9-3 feels a little
more realistic, but still, to me, overshoots them a little bit.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's going to be tough.
I do think 7-5, 8-4 is probably where Ole Miss lands. Which, listen, it is better than Arkansas. Okay, they are a better team than we are.
But
I don't think they're third.
They've got Texas A&M number 4.
I would say they probably would deserve 3.
LSU 5.
I think that's a good spot for them.
Alabama 6.
I'm telling you, if Alabama finishes 6th, Kalen DeBoer is fired.
They think you think he's gone?
Because you have missed a playoff spot at that point. You are not making the college football playoff. And yeah, I here's the thing. Kalen DeBoer is being, just like we said that Ryan Silverfield is unfairly is the holder of Hunter Yurachek's job. Kalen DeBoer is the beneficiary of Nick Saban, and every win and loss that Saban had, now he is going to be judged for on his performance.
I was talking to a diehard Crimson Tide fan last week, and I said, I want your objective prediction for the season. 12-0. 12-0.
Wow.
He said, I guess if you forced me to say it, I could see some way that we lose one game. Maybe. Let me just run through it. East Carolina, win.
Yeah.
Kentucky, win. Florida State, I think, is probably a win.
That's a win. And I think this season is the final season. I do not think, what's his name? Mike Norvell. He does not make it past this season.
Probably not. Not. South Carolina, I'm going to give them a win.
Yeah.
Mississippi State.
Okay.
Georgia.
Loss.
Tennessee.
Where?
At Tennessee.
Loss.
Home against A&M.
Loss.
At LSU. That should be an entertaining game. You would think. Game. I don't know. It feels like a toss-up.
It does feel like we're going to just put it down here for right now.
At Vandy.
Win.
Chattanooga.
Win.
Auburn.
Win.
Okay.
So you're talking 8-4, 9-3. They're in a similar spot to Ole Miss. At this point. And so again, you're talking, I think 6th, 5 or 6 in the league, I think is where they're at. Neither one of those, I don't think, gets to the playoff.
And do you think that does 9-3 get DeBoer fired?
I think it could.
Okay.
They're not going to fire him during the season. I do think that would
make a change after.
Yeah. But here's the deal. It will also depend on who's in the market. Like agents will be talking, ADs will be talking. If, a lot of big moving pieces moved last season. I don't see them bouncing right away. So
who do you hire if you're Alabama?
Unless you go for Mike McDaniel, go the NFL route, because McDaniel became an OC. I think he loves being an OC. But you're telling me that if Bama comes calling, he wouldn't take that? So I think there's probably a couple NFL guys that would consider coming over, but they would have to hit like a massive home run.
They have Oklahoma picked 7th. I've got 2 OU fans recently told me that they think that they are way underrated in this poll, that they can win it all.
Because it feels like 18 months ago they were ready to fire Venables. And they were a 6-6 team, and now all of a sudden they're a top 10 national championship contender. But so what's funny is the AP polls, the preseason polls, have them. The national people view them better than apparently the league does, because the league has them 7th, and I've seen a lot of preseason polls that has them in the top 10 nationally. So that's weird.
Tennessee 8.
I think it's a pretty good spot. I would maybe bump them down just to no, because we bumped a lot of people down already. So I think 8's probably that's middle of the pack. I think that's where they are.
Florida number 9 with their brand new coach. The Billy Napier experiment and era is over. Do they turn the corner now? Everybody talked about how he's got such, the buzzword at media days this year was aura. Like, just the aura that he's got.
Yeah, I don't get aura. I do think he's got a good team. I think he inherited a pretty decent team, and I think he brought some studs over from Tulane. He's recruited well. So I think 9 for a first-year coach is good. I do think he's probably – I don't know who will have the most long-term success of the new coaches in the league, but I do think he's probably got the best advantage.
Okay.
Missouri at 10 –
I hope that they are 10th or worse.
I think this is probably a good spot for Missouri.
I do not want to see another season out of them where they just think that they are the
beneficiaries of a cupcake schedule. I'm sorry if you're a Missouri fan.
You're playing Arkansas, Pine Bluff, Kansas, Troy.
Hold on, let's go through it. Arkansas, Pine Bluff, win.
Kansas,
win.
Troy,
win.
Mississippi State,
win.
Florida,
Loss.
A&M,
Loss.
Ole Miss,
Loss.
Arkansas. On Halloween.
I think we both. What did we say in our prediction of the Razorback schedule last time?
I feel like I took them to win.
I think I did too.
I took us to win.
So I'm going to give them a loss.
Texas.
Loss.
Georgia.
Loss.
Kentucky.
Win.
Oklahoma.
Loss. Praise God, they have a 5-7 record.
I would be so happy.
I would too.
If that's true. I would love that, especially if we can beat them.
I said they're the beneficiaries of a cupcake schedule. They have been. This is not a year of a. This is not the year of the cupcake schedule.
Back end heavy.
Yes. Yeah.
For sure. They're going to feel great.
They are for the first
4-0, maybe 5-0 if you somehow beat Florida. And then all of a sudden, A&M's coming to town, and I think reality is going to set in.
Because they're starting out ranked 25th, I think, in the poll right now, the preseason poll. So they're going to climb because some people are going to lose. They'll probably be a top 20 team going into week 5 or 6.
And I hope they just get punched in the mouth.
And I think they drop out of the rankings by the end of the year.
I hope so. I really do. South Carolina at 11. This
is Beamer's last year.
Probably so.
Auburn at 12. I think that's a good spot.
New coach.
I don't disagree with that. Vandy at 13 seems low. Again, if you're judging based on history, like if we got kicked in the nards and all the way down to 16 because of a 2-10 season and a new coach, shouldn't they get a little bit more credit
than that?
Than 13th by losing Diego Pavia?
I don't know.
That's the big piece they lost, and he was good, but like
I really thought that they were ranked too high here, honestly. You don't?
I don't think so. Now again, we're talking predicted order of finish. They could finish probably around this mark.
I
forget we're talking predicted order and not rankings.
Yes. Austin P, Delaware, 2-0. North Carolina State, you should win that. At Auburn,
loss.
Georgia,
loss.
Ole Miss,
loss.
Arkansas,
loss.
Kentucky.
I'm going to give them a win.
Mississippi State.
I'm going to give them another one.
Bama,
loss.
Florida,
loss.
Tennessee,
loss. So 5-7. And listen, if you're watching this video and screaming at your phone or computer and saying, well, your wins and losses aren't adding up, we're not looking at the whole schedule. We're going off guts, okay? We told you, average guys. So I can't remember who I gave wins and losses to make sure they match for every single one, okay? Cut me some slack.
I think you were pretty close, though.
I just want to put that disclaimer on there. Kentucky, again, to me, 10 through 16 could jumble around.
You could swap those around.
I think all those are interchangeable.
As an Arkansas fan, this is what I want to say, and that is that Arkansas should never or rarely be behind Mississippi State, Kentucky, Vandy, South Carolina, Missouri, really even Auburn. Like, I don't think we should be worse than 10th place in the SEC.
I would agree with that.
It's embarrassing and it's pathetic.
I would say most teams think that way, with the exception of like a Vandy, Kentucky, and maybe a South Carolina and a Mississippi State.
I am willing to admit that we will never be Georgia or Texas. Yeah, I hate Texas, and I hope we can beat them. I recognize, though, how good that they are.
Well, it is as much parity there is in college football. It's still not college basketball. You can turn a team around in college basketball in a season. You cannot do that in football. And so there is no path right now that I see us being the best team in the SEC in the next 5 years. It's just not going to happen. We're going to have to creep our way back up.
I don't want to see Ole Miss being up there in the top 5, though.
No.
I don't want to see them beating us.
I think it's 1-2 big gap, 3 through 9, and then a gap 10 through 16. I think there are 3 distinct sections of the SEC right now. We are what the Big Ten used to be.
Ooh.
Where we're top heavy, we have a solid middle, and the bottom is the bottom.
Do you think that the Big Ten at this moment is a better overall conference top to bottom than the SEC is?
I don't.
No.
I don't. I think they are. I think they had been for a minute. I don't think they are anymore. Because, I mean, you look at them, you've got Ohio State, Indiana, maybe Michigan, and then that's where. So they've got an extra team maybe up there. They've got the same size middle that we do, and then their bottom feeders, Purdue, Nebraska is probably in the upper half of that bottom. Maryland, Northwestern, like you got bottom feeders in that league too. So I think they're pretty comparable.
I'm trying to find anything that makes me feel good as a Razorback fan.
It's hard.
And we have to cope.
Yes.
Sort of like Kentucky fans do with their basketball coach, Mark Pope, So I saw this the other day. Every SEC team's all-time record versus AP number 1 ranked opponents. And Arkansas has a top 5 winning. We're in the top 5 of wins in the SEC against number 1 ranked opponents.
Are we really?
And Alabama's number 1 at 11-7 against all-time number 1. OU is 7-17-2.
Oh, that's funny. I just put 2 and 2 together.
Texas is 5-12. Auburn is 5-13. Arkansas has 4 wins against number 1 ranked opponents.
Against 23.
Unfortunately, we are 4-23.
Our
against
percentage is awful.
Percentage, but we're not going off percentage here. Percentage is out the window for this. The other thing I noticed,
it's because of all the years playing.
Nobody else has played number 1 as many times.
No.
4-23.
The reason why is because we got stuck with Alabama in our schedule every year being in the West, and then before we were in the SEC, we played Texas, who's now in the SEC. So I think those wins probably count now.
Okay,
those games count.
Yes. Can you name the four teams, the 4 wins that we have against the number 1 ranked opponent?
I'm gonna guess. Do you know them?
I know them.
Okay. I know one is LSU.
Do you know the year that it was LSU?
Oh, gosh, no, I don't know the year.
Do you remember the game?
I remember the game because it was the Miracle on Markham. Were they number 1? No, I don't think so.
No, it was 2007.
Yeah,
Darren McFadden walked all over them. In that game.
Yeah,
that was a great year.
Yeah, because that was Nuts' last year.
Yes.
Yeah, that was Houston Dale's last.
Bobby came in and
he was going out, but
we won that last game,
and so that got us to a bowl, maybe.
And we lost to Missouri in the Cotton Bowl.
In the Cotton Bowl, yep. Because we thought Houston would get fired after that game because we were going to lose, and we ended up winning, so that gave him a little extra time. LSU, Texas has got to be one of the. I don't know what year though.
1964, we beat number 1 Texas. That was the year that we won the national championship. 1965
would be probably Texas again.
Yes, it was Texas again.
I was going to say it's probably just Texas and LSU.
And 1981, unranked Arkansas beat number 1 Texas.
Yeah. So 3 Texas and 1 LSU.
3 against Texas, 1 against LSU. LSU has a 2-16-1 record against number 1 ranked opponent, which kind of makes me happy that we have double the amount of wins against an all-time number 1.
But they've just been number 1 much longer or many more times.
Don't bring that up. You got to work this to your advantage. Ole Miss, 0-15.
Yeah.
Missouri, 0-18. So we're ahead of programs like Georgia. They're only 3-6. That's pathetic.
It is pathetic.
That's pathetic to be behind Arkansas and things like that. That makes me feel really good. We got to take our wins where we can get them.
Okay. Well, again, our little experiment into sports media, back into sports media, is bringing a little occasional sports show your way. So let us know if you enjoyed more. There was we posted our LeBron video. We put that out there. So we put some teasers out there, and I think somebody did comment, "Hey, I want to see more sports stuff from you guys." So here you go. This is our answer to it. So let us know what kind of conversations would you like to hear from us next. Let us know what you think your predicted order of finish would be. We do have a phone number that you can call. So if you want to leave a voicemail, this is something we're starting. So if you want to rant about your team, if you want to ask a question, if you want to ask for our opinion, not that it matters, let us know. Hit us up. You can call 775-237-8437. Send us your grievances. Send us your hot takes. Send us your predicted finish, and we'll play some on our next sports show. We'll have some fun. All right, for the best things, I'm Craig.
I'm Aaron.
We'll talk at you next time. Bye-bye. Thanks for watching the video. I liked it. Did you like this video?
I think it's the best one yet.
Absolutely the best one yet. Well, you know what you need to do now, though? Watch another video.
We've got it somewhere here on this channel.
It's over there. Yeah, over there. So click on that video, watch another one, share it with somebody. That'd be awesome.
Oh, wow.
It helps us out a lot.